So my name is Sandeep. I work for ACT FiberNet. When we are in the western part of the country, we are not a known company here because we don't provide services in Bombay. But having said that, so what I'll do is I'll talk about our company a little bit before we tell you what we do and what are the things in terms of the customer experience at every stage we try and talk about. Okay, so there are, as an organization, we started off somewhere in 2009 and 10. Okay, we were largely a Southern India company. We were in the three cities of Chennai, Hyderabad and Bangalore before we moved into northern part of the country, and now we are also there in Ahmedabad, which is one of the cities of the western part. This is what we are. Okay, so we are a company which is in the home broadband business. Okay, so the home broadband is what all of you use at home. Okay, I think in Bombay there is Airtel and Jio, which operate as a fiber broadband. So we were the organization which started the revolution first time from Hyderabad in terms of the fiber broadband. Okay, at that point of time when everybody used to give 2 or 3 Mbps speeds, we started off with 10 and 15 and 25 Mbps. So that's the journey that we took. Today we are the 4th largest. We have more than 2 million homes. We are also in a cable business, which is a legacy business. There we have almost 1 million homes that we cater to. We have more than 7,500 employees today working with us because we are a service company, hugely intensive in terms of the operations, hugely intensive in terms of the customer expectation. Okay, and we are the leaders in the three southern cities that we started our operations in. So we lead in terms of our subscriber base in Hyderabad, Bangalore and in Chennai. We're also there a leader in the several towns of AP because we're present in almost some 12-13 towns of Andhra. In total, across the country today, we operate in 21 cities. So this is our vision. We created this vision sometime in 2008 and 9. But when we look at this vision even today, it's absolutely true. And I think as an organization for us, this vision will remain true even for the next 20-30 years. So we talked about at that point of time, delighting and empowering customers. And today also we try and keep doing that because while the customer expectations have gone up, I think what we have also done is we have also taken our standards up in terms of making sure that the customers get the experience that they want. These are 4 of our verticals. Okay, we are there which is our biggest business, which is a broadband business. We also have a cable TV, which is what we call as a digital TV business. We also have an IPTV. So if you are in Bangalore airport, you will see a lot of screens having an ACT TV logo there. So at Bangalore airport, we offer the IPTV to them, and which is what you see in all the TV terminals in Bangalore airport. And we also operate in our EB or an SME enterprise business vertical. These are some of the companies that we work with. Okay, and so you'll see all the big names here. Okay, whether it's Amazon. So we were the company with which Amazon partnered when they brought in Google Mini. Okay, today you'll see in many parts of the country today you must be seeing Netflix and ACT, which is together. Okay, wherein we are offering Netflix as a complementary to many of our customers who take a high-end plan. So these are few of the big partners that we work with, and we are very happy and very proud of the fact that most of these partnerships are very, very exclusive partnership over a period of time. As an organization, when we are in a service business, we need to ensure that we offer an experience not only to customers. So before we want to offer an experience to a customer, we need to offer an experience to our employees. So we have been consistently under GPW at the top 50 companies for the last several years. But more than that, what we do as an employee engagement within our organization, which is through a partner called Gallup. Within the Gallup system at a global level, we have been consistently among the top 30 or 40 companies which they honor every year. So for us, it's extremely important that we create an experience. So as a philosophy for us, that create an experience which is extremely positive for the employees, which is going to further create an experience which is going to be positive for the customers, and in turn it will create a success for the organization. And these are some of the awards that have, so we have stood for the fastest broadband company. Today also, Ookla is the company which gives these recognitions. So under Ookla, we are the fastest broadband in Bangalore, Chennai. Okay, these are some of the things that we keep talking about. Okay, so now I'll talk about subscription. I think this is what we are here for. So when I was told that I need to be a speaker in this collection and recovery summit, so first thing in my mind was that, you know, how is it that I'm going to add value here? Because we are not a company which does a collection. We are not a debt recovery company. We are not a company which is running after customers to recover a bad debt. Okay, but then I thought, I think let me tell. I'm sure there are many businesses which are in the renewal businesses, and for any business which is in the renewal business, for them, collection is one way to make sure that customer stays with them. For all the companies which are in a renewal business, what is important is customer retention. I think that's what is most important for us. And when I see today so many platforms, so many companies which are offering customized solutions, okay, for whether it's a debt recovery on a customer experience front, I'm very happy to see that, you know, there are many companies who have taken leap forward in terms of these things, and there are so many solutions which are available today in the world. Because when we started off in our journey on the customer experience and the things that we wanted to do, for us it was only the in-house, and it was our all in-house things that we started doing. We have a large in-house IT department, so most of the things today that we do, other than the fact that we have Siebel and BRM, and SAP, which are our three large. So Siebel and BRM works as a CRM for us, and while SAP works as a backend integrator for us. So these are the things that we work on. But for us, what is important is that retention, and not only for us. I think any renewal, any subscription renewal business, for them, whether it's any OTT platform or anything, for them it's important is that customer stays with them. Because while churn rate for us is very low, we know the churn rate for many businesses, especially the streaming businesses, are extremely high. So while collection is important, I think it's more important is customer stays with us for a longer period of time, because that is where you drive the money out of the customer. And hence it becomes important for us that how do we create an experience for a customer which is frictionless at every stage. Okay, even when you are asking for the money, when you are making the customer pay for the subscription, one need to make sure that how do we create an experience which is frictionless. So customer will stay with you and will continue to pay. Okay, what is important is that many a times customers will continue to pay even if they don't need your service. Please note that. Okay, for us also, we know many customers will continue to pay for our services even though they use our services very, very sporadically. Then there are another set of customers who obviously use it in a big way, but for us every customer is equally important, because at the end of the day the revenue that each customer gives you is equal. And when you have a customer life cycle which ranges for 4 to 5 years, you need to make sure that customer gets an experience at every touch point that he comes across, every touch point, whether he's trying to raise a complaint with you, whether he's trying to make a payment with you. It's an easiest method for him, it's a least frictionless method for him, and requires what we call as the least effort. So unless the effort is the least, okay, if we make him create an effort, you will see a friction which will start happening in the customer's mind. In the business of ours, okay, in the broadband business, in the life cycle of a customer, there are many things that a customer does. Customer can shift his house. When he shifts his house, obviously he need to shift his broadband connection. Okay, he can take on a lot of add-on packages, or he can delete those, or he will say that no, I now today don't want those add-on packages. So he will like to remove them. He will like to at some point of time say that okay, I'm going on a holiday for a couple of months, so I want to stop the service for a couple of months. And as an organization, what we have seen is that how do you make all these processes, how do you bring them online? Not only bring them online, make them single touch. That means at a single click of a button, customer should be able to create this complex processes, which at a backend level is extremely complex, but from a customer's perspective, they are extremely simple processes. Okay, in our business, we have a very, very high cost of acquiring a customer. Okay, especially not only acquiring, our upfront capex is also extremely high. Okay, so hence it becomes important for us to make sure that the customer stays in our network for as long as possible, because that is when we will start getting money out of the customer, and make obviously organization access of the customer to an organization very easy. So I'm sure most of you must have had an experience to getting in touch with any of the telecom companies, okay, it's not easy for you to speak to an operator in any of the telecom companies, okay. They make it very, very difficult. They'll make you go through an IVR, which is so complex that you'll at the end of the day never be able to speak to an operator at all. But in our organization, what we have decided that we will not create a process which is so complex, especially for a certain set of customers. It's a single touch, okay. All the senior citizens, okay, all the customers who are high priority customers, they don't even need to go via an IVR. They just go straight to an operator if they need to call up, even though we have seen our calls coming down significantly over a period of time. So this is what our business is, okay. We have a monthly customers, or we have fixed term customers. When we say fixed term, it could be a 6 months or a 12 month. That means he pays in advance for a 6 months or 12 months. Okay, we are not a prepaid, we are not a postpaid. We are what we call as an advance billing. Okay, that means we bill the customer on 1st of the month, and he has a time up to 15th to pay his dues. If customer does not pay, as a process, we disconnect him on 21st. And we take a clean accounting of, and we'll take this as a PDD, so that for us what we collect is our revenue. So it's a very, very clean accounting way to manage our system. Obviously customers can reconnect, okay, they can automatically on their own, they can reconnect, go to our app, go to our website, go to our IVR, they can reconnect by paying their dues. The moment they pay their dues, automatically they get reconnected, okay. And obviously we are the first company that we started. We thought that, you know, many a times customers want to disconnect. Okay, and if you look at globally, or even if you look at even in India, no company will give an option for a customer to disconnect their service on the app, especially the telecom company. But we thought, why not do it? Okay, and today we give it as an option to our customers. So if a customer wants to disconnect, he can actually disconnect our services on the app itself by a click of a button. So this was what, so pandemic, obviously yesterday a lot of people were talking about pandemic. I think we saw a huge change in the way we do our business. Okay, our business has gone through a metamorphosis, complete metamorphosis over the last couple of years. Okay, from March 2020 till now, there are lots of changes which has happened. Okay, but the biggest change was the demand. Okay, for us, March 2020 onwards, the demand just went through the roof. Okay, because everybody started working from home, the work from office started. But having said that, as an organization, we have grown organically. Okay, for us, each business has grown organically. So we have, you know, Hyderabad business, which is a big business. We have Bangalore business. We have a TN business, which is a big business. We have a northern businesses. And progressively, what has happened is most of the businesses have created their own working policies. While we do have a centralized policies, but you know, when an organization grows and the growth is higher than what they can keep pace with, this is what most of the time happens. Pre-2020, we used to have a huge CCNR team. We call it as a credit control and retention. While the department name is remain unchanged, but today actually there is nothing called as a credit control or a collection largely. Largely it's a retention. It's a function which does the retention of a customer, and there is hardly any collection that we run after. Okay, we used to have large field teams pre-pandemic. We used to have, you know, people going to customer houses for collection. Okay, those used to be the way of doing it. Even though we had lots of online channels available for customers, but still at that point in time we had almost 40% collection which used to come through the various other means than the online channels. Okay, and not only that, a lot of customers used to walk into our office. Okay, they used to come and pay, and we used to also accept cash, okay, or check or any of those things. So all those things were acceptable. Okay, but post 2020, we've completely moved to a business which is 100% digital. There is no check, there is no cash. There is nobody who goes to any customer's house. Okay, all customers have to only pay digitally by either through the app or through our website or through some of the other channels which are available to them. So today we just don't have, there is not a single person available in our business who goes and collects money from a customer. So what changed for us? Okay, first of all, broadband became a huge necessity for everybody. We have seen that. Okay, and work from home happened, schooling from home happened. Okay, and obviously entertainment from home, everything people were doing, and I think the broadband became the key pivot point around the entire house. Customers' interaction with a product or a service became very, very high. So what used to be pre-2020, customers used to use our broadband largely for entertainment purposes, little bit of a email, etc. But post that, I think what customer 24/7 was the interaction of a customer with a product service. That means any single glitch, any small, message on the Zoom meeting that your internet connection is not stable. Okay, customers' expectation on the service and the product became extremely high. Okay, what we did actually, I think we did a very different thing in March 2020 when pandemic came. We said to all our existing customers that, you know what, we used to have data limits at that point of time, that we used to, people can't use more than 500 GB of data, or, 1000 GB of data depending upon the plan. When the pandemic hit and when the entire lockdown was announced, we told all our customers that on a complimentary basis, you will have access to an unlimited data for next 2 to 3 months. So we forego a lot of our revenue because we used to get huge amount of revenue through where people used to buy data, but we said that when the country is going through this problem and many customers are using data which is of a different quantity, so we did that. So many of our customers who were in 20 cities of our operations, almost at that point of 1.7 odd million customers, so we got a huge positive feedback and huge positive interaction from most of our customers when we did that. Okay, and all these things also resulted in experience of a customer in terms of router range, people 5, 6 people at home trying to use the broadband service. All these created a completely different set of expectations from our customers. So even before pandemic hit, we had already started on our journey of a customer experience. So this is just I'm showing you one graph. Okay, that this is the way we started our journey in terms of looking at every touch point and how do we create an experience for a customer which is extremely positive and the least effort one at every touch point. So this is a project that we started as an organization which had almost 40, 50, 60 people from various departments, and there were functional teams made. Each team had people from IT, from marketing, from sales, from various departments. And while I've put a few of the things, but this is what we did. There were almost 100 to 150 small projects which were created, and over a period of time we have seen significant benefits which have come out of these things. I'll talk about that what we did in terms of a few of the experiences. So focus moved progressively from a collection to retention. So we said that we will not do any intrusive collection calling. So we stopped. So today we don't do any calling to our customers at all for collections. There is absolutely no bot calling, no manual calling, nothing. No calling happens to a customer. So it's only once in a while. So there is a very standardized template available, even up to, so 15th is the due date for a customer, even up to 10th, no customer gets even a single message about that he has a payment to be made. So we said that customers need your service. Make sure that you create an experience for a customer that he will pay to you, rather than chasing him to pay you. Okay, because chasing to pay to chase a customer to pay is not an experience that a customer wants, even if he likes your service. Okay, so give best experience to a customer, including at the level of disconnection. So customer is not happy, wants to disconnect, give him an option to disconnect on your app. Don't make him call your call center and have again an experience. Already he is not happy, and again make him go through a process which is probably calling up your call center. So give him an option so that on the app itself he can say I want to disconnect, and we will then take it forward from there. Visualize customer pain points and create digital channels for it. So there are lots of things that we created on digital. I think in a broadband business there are many difficult things like shifting. Okay, shifting is like creating a new customer for us, because TRAI mandates that you have to get all the documents again. You need to make sure that customer gives all the data that he has to give, because there are lots of TRAI mandates for us to keep things, the lots of data that we have to keep with us for several years. So we created a shifting process which is on the app, completely automated. Customer does everything on his own, and shifting is, we were the first one to do it. Then there is another thing many customers do, which they do a transfer of ownership. When pandemic hit, many customers who were, let's say, in a house, the husband and wife, if the connection was in the name of the husband, and now suddenly wife started getting reimbursement from the office, because people wanted that the bill should be in the name of a wife. So again, TRAI mandate that it has to be a new connection, because an individual's name is changing, connection should become different. Again, a very complex process because it requires documentation, it requires a physical movement of a connection to be disconnected and reconnected. Again, we created a very seamless process for a customer so that on the app, he does it without a hassle. So, within 3-4 steps, he makes sure that he is able to create that transfer of ownership process. Such similar things we created which made the life of a customer extremely easy. And for us, how did we do it is that we looked at every stage where customers were getting irritated. Okay, so that means we did a pre-survey of our customers, took the areas of pain for the customer where a CSAT or an NPS at which stage of the experience was pretty poor, and we worked on making sure that how do we change that experience from a poor to a completely excellent experience. Proactive communication on everything, because during pandemic, customers expected that if your internet is going to have an outage, there has to be proactive communication. Not only communication about an outage, when it gets restored, a communication to tell the customer that it is restored, because many a times customers won't even realize that the internet connectivity is back. Okay, and multiple channels, so create an experience for him which is not only on the app but across all the channels. So if you create something on the app, make sure that that is replicated on our website, that is replicated through the IVR, that is replicated on the self-help portal for the customer. Okay, and yeah, so as I said, it was supposed to be, the idea was how it should be a least effort for a customer in every stage. So this is what has happened for us. Okay, today we have, so these are the few things. Today our app rating has become very high. Our app usage is almost 80-90% of our customers use our app. We have payments which are 100% online. There is not a single payment which we now collect via check or by anything else. We have processes which are completely now standardized across the group. We have payment reminders to our customers which are automated. No longer anybody can send a SMS to a customer for a payment reminder. It's a completely standardized and automated through our BRM. Only BRM can just send out a message on the basis of the day of the invoicing that the customer is on. Nobody else is allowed to send any message, only automated system messages go out. We brought in something called as a billing resolutions for a customer, where the customer can see the bill, and on the basis of the bill, he can say that, okay, these are the problems that I have on the bill, and this is where I want you to resolve my problems. And many things that we did which were very difficult during what in our mind we thought was very difficult, and to bring them on an online channel. So 75 projects already have gone live in the last 3-4 years for us, and it's an ongoing journey. Every few weeks we have a project which goes live, which changes the experience of a customer significantly in that part. So these are the few things that we did completely different. Okay, not many companies allow customers to downgrade, so we said, okay, let's allow customers to downgrade also easily. So we gave them again, all the plans are available. Decide what you want. If you want to upgrade, you upgrade. If you want to downgrade, you downgrade. Okay, we will not stop you from downgrading your plan if there is a need for you to downgrade. If you want to switch it off, okay, many a times because these options are not available, customers should keep their billing on. We said no. Okay, that is what your need is. Switch it off, switch it on when you want. Okay, that's your choice. Okay, doesn't matter even if it impacts our billing. We're the first one to create what we call as a monthly receipt. So many customers used to take a fixed term plan, because fixed term plan will come with the benefit of a 1 month extra, 2 month extra, whatever. So, but they wanted a monthly billing, monthly invoicing for that. You can't do it, because if a customer is buying a 6 month product, you can't give him a GST invoice, which is a monthly invoice. So we created an internal process of giving him a monthly receipt, because many customers wanted that for a reimbursement. Again, first in the industry, nobody else does it. So customer can now take a fixed term plan but get a receipt which is a monthly receipt for reimbursement from his office. And all these things obviously we did with an in-house IT. Okay, our IT department is pretty large. Most of the things are done through the in-house IT. So so we keep evaluating how do we know that whether we are in the right direction or not. So we have got multiple ways to evaluate. So we do a CSAT survey with our customer on every interaction. So we have in a month, lakhs and lakhs of tickets. So all those tickets first tell us that what is our CSAT. So a cumulative of that. We have almost 2 or 3% response rate, but that 2 or 3% response rate again gets responses which are in several thousands. So we know what is our CSAT running under each of the subsection under each of the department. Not only that, every quarterly we do an NPS survey with our customers, wherein we send out a survey to our customers, and we know that when you send out a survey like this, many customers who are unhappy will only respond. But having said that, that's been the benchmark for us. So we have seen in every aspect, whether it's today on a CSAT, we have crossed 95% CSAT with our customers. On the NPS, we have moved significantly higher on the NPS. Today, we also do an NPS study as compared to a competition, that how does my experience differ from a customer who's an Airtel customer or a Jio customer. And we have seen that in most of the cases, our experience is significantly higher in every touch point that a customer does. If anybody wants to know what all we do differently, I can probably individually tell him also. But these are things which help us in terms of staying ahead, because as a company, we are not there across the entire country. We are only there in 20-21 cities. So, and if you want to create a name, which is create an all India name for us, the only way that we can do is create an experience which customer talks about. And as it is, broadband as a category is a category wherein 70 to 80% of the sales happens through word of mouth. Okay, anybody who wants to take a broadband, he will first ask his neighbors in an apartment complex, they'll check in their WhatsApp group that what is the good broadband connection to be taken. So for us, the key is that when somebody asks, okay, our customers should be the customers who should say that yes, this is the company, the ICT is the one which gives the best broadband experience. And we have seen that, okay, we have seen the benefit of all these things over last, I must say, almost last 12 to 18 months, and there is a significant benefit that we see, not only on our experience data, but we also see that on our sales, on our customers coming back to us even after going to a competition. So those are the things which are showing in terms of a positive indicators for us. Our churn is one of the lowest in the entire industry. Okay, while our customer base is much smaller than what the Jio or Airtel is, but our churn is which is what tells that whether how long the customers are staying with you is the lowest. So these are the few things I thought I'll share with you. And any questions if you have, please feel free to ask. If it is not so we are not a listed company, so hence whatever is the non-confidential data, I'll be willing to share, no problem.